Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, and hopefully you're over 18 for this one. Buckle up because we have with us Erica Nix. We're talking about her. I, I don't know what you'd call this movie, but it was an interesting experience. Erica's first holy shit. Uh, Erica, say hi to everybody.
Hello. Hi. Hello, film snob community. How's it going? I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, okay. So thank you for being here with us. But dude, what the heck? That was a crazy ride there that I went on last night. I felt like I was tripping the whole time, and I don't even do drugs.
Good. Exactly. I'm glad that you felt that way. I also don't really do them very often, and I feel the same every time I watch it.
Yeah, see, it was crazy. So this movie takes place in Austin, Texas, right? And that's a huge part of your life, being
Mhm.
that, you live there and you ran for mayor or are
I'm
running for
running for
mayor,
mayor right
are
now.
running
I'm
for
running.
mayor.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna be there next month, so maybe I'll see you there.
Oh yeah, come and visit. Come and do a splash dance with me. Get in the
I
water,
I
splash
got good
around.
jazz fingers. I got great jazz
Yeah,
hands,
you
so maybe I
do.
will do that. Um, can you try your very best to explain to people this movie?
Ooh, let's see. I guess I would say it's a psychedelic opus and a tribute to old Austin, an homage to keeping things weird in this changing landscape. It's a psychedelic journey and it goes into my personal anxieties and white guilt and job needs, and it's kind of like my entire team's problems put into me. I'm like the vessel for everyone's story.
I love that. I like that. One could say that you ejaculated everyone's story onto us. Yes,
Yes, please say that.
given
Please
the
say it.
given the content of the film there. Listen, this is one of the trippiest things that I've seen all year. And I can tell you right now with some conclusivity, ain't nothing beating the weirdness that I got here. You definitely channeled the keep Austin weird philosophy. What I wanted to really touch on and what I really appreciated about the film was how LGBTQ positive and body positive the film is. And you talk about that yourself. Your Twitter bio says that you're a body positive guru of exercise
Yes,
yourself.
a body positive ambassador. I was given that crown by the Austin Chronicle.
A good place to start. Great paper there in Austin. And I gotta say, sifting through this, there's a lot of you in this movie. And I mean
So
that in a literal and a figurative sense.
yes. Yes. Actually, I was shocked at the in the time I had no problem getting that naked and vulnerable, but it was different to see it on the big screen. I was a little alarmed with how uncomfortable I felt, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I got to get it out there. It's
I mean, you could blame the director. She seems like she's just trying to get that all out of you. You know what I mean? I blame her.
true. Jessica does like to push to get all of it, the best shots, all the sexiest shots. And Jeremy actually, um, he's the Mother Nature, the in
Yeah.
the real outfit. That was a very special scene to shoot in a very public park.
You shot that at a public park. Oh my
That's what you
God.
got to do. That's what you
I
got to
love
do.
it.
We don't have any money.
I love it. There's so many really interesting callbacks to it in the within the movie. Like I loved the American Gladiators.
Yeah.
That whole thing was hilarious to me because I grew up watching American Gladiators and
Yes.
I loved oh God, I loved Jessica Gardner, I think her name is. She was,
Yeah.
I was
She's the
dying.
best. She's the director. She's and she also is an amazing actress. She actually almost was in a soap opera when she was like a teenager, and it didn't work out. But I've always said she is my favorite actress to work across. She's incredible.
She was hilarious as she's walking through with her little bell cards.
Yes,
I was like,
yes.
this is nuts. I don't know what's going on here, but I love this. I love every part of this. And let me ask you, because this is what I like to do. I like to get to know the subjects that I'm talking to. So, before we get into the, well, I guess we already talked about the weirdness of the movie, but before we get into any deeper, tell people some inspiration, some people you look to in this business of filmmaking that you look to as like inspirations.
Hmm. Yeah, I was trying to think of that because I'm not like like I would say that my biggest inspiration growing up, honestly, was probably Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't know if that's like is that still cool? I watched it every single New Year's like since I was 7 with my creative like after school theater friends. So I feel like that really shaped kind of like my journey, my brain pathways, if you might say.
Rocky Horror is, first of all, inherently cool. It will never not be
So
cool.
good.
Okay.
I just don't know with these kids, I don't know. But yeah, it's so good. Yeah, and then John Waters, I think, was probably the first like time I realized like that you could be a filmmaker and not have to have all this money, right? I mean, obviously, like it's later films, but seeing like, the Eggman, are you the Eggman? Like his stuff is just so raw and his characters are so wacky. And as a queer person, obviously he's just one of my idols in that way. So
I
those are
was
two
just
big.
gonna say that. I was like, both of the that movie and John Waters in particular are queer icons in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I myself am not a queer person, but I know plenty of people who are, and they all will reference both Rocky Horror Picture Show and the complete works of John Waters. I sound like he's super fancy at this point. The complete works of John Waters.
I know, but he is super fancy now, like Christmas shows and camps, summer camps and stuff.
He is pretty fancy, but at the end of the day, he still made a movie where someone ate poop.
I know. It was such a small little poop.
It was. It
It's
was
so
a tiny little one.
effective.
It was a
So
tiny little one,
effective.
but very effective. Yes, very effective. So one of my favorite questions to ask people, because I get it really gets into the meat and potatoes of who they are as a person, is if you had a choice of like two movies for the rest of your life that you could only watch on repeat, what would you pick and why? And yes, that is the hardest question you will be asked today.
That is the hardest question I'd be asked today. That's so hard. My two favorite that I would watch over and over again.
You could only watch these two. I get some
Mm,
weird answers for this, by the way. You'd never believe it.
I bet you do. This is like probably my least favorite question all the time because I feel immediately judged and everything erases my mind.
Yeah,
Um,
you're
uh,
being judged harshly, trust me.
I mean, probably Rocky Horror Picture Show because I watched it every year growing up, so I can't imagine ever getting tired of it. And it's actually been a minute. Um, God, I feel like the next one though would need to be like sexy or something. I mean, not that Rocky Picture isn't sexy, but
He is
mm,
a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania, so
yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I feel embarrassed, but I can't think of what the other one would be. I mean, yeah. Do I have to answer? Am I a failure? Can I?
you you failed the question, but you're winning at life, so that's okay.
I'm winning in life. That's true. It's true.
That's all you can ask for. Now, this is a really tough one. You're running for mayor of Austin.
Yeah.
Besides keeping it weird, what else are you gonna do for the people of Austin?
Well, I'm trying to, I mean, it's kind of an extension, but I really want to save our creative spaces. A lot of our like theaters are shutting down or have been shut down. When people talk about old Austin, like, 20 years ago, they all talk about losing Liberty Lunch. And I just feel like, yes, that sounds like a huge loss, but I can't even count how many places my generation has lost. It's like all of them have that one place, and we're like everything is different and changing. Um, so that's like really my primary focus, and where I when I get really sad. But I mean, we are being creative. It's just kind of wild. Like I think the Austinites are really creative, and we can do anything. But yeah, like I just went to a play, the Playhouse. Austin Playhouse is now at a Baptist church, which is surprising, right? Like that doesn't sound like some like old school stuff, like small town. You could only see theater at the Baptist church, but they must be a pretty progressive church because that play was not like, I mean, it had all the things. So I guess, I don't know, I guess they'll be creative and figure it out. But it sounds a little scary, right? If we're gonna have, I can't perform in a Baptist church. They're not gonna let me in there.
I'll burn immediately upon entering the threshold. Yes, so I get it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That is very Bible Belt, though.
Yes, I know.
It's weird.
It is weird, but we're in Texas, you know.
Yeah, see
Scary.
that I don't have that problem. I live on the West Coast.
Mm.
The inherently progressive West Coast, I guess.
Yes, I know. It sounds so nice, but I feel like I have to stick it out here, you know, show up and keep like try to preserve the rights of marginalized people as much as possible, especially like our queer community and trans community, all those non-binary kids that are like having a hard time even just playing sports in our town, the teams they belong on. And yeah, I just hate seeing families moving away because they're like, literally afraid to be in Texas.
I mean, given what's going on around Austin,
Mm.
it kind of makes sense. But we won't get too far into that because that's a
Yeah,
whole
yeah, let's
subject
move on.
that we could
That's all
fall into.
dark.
Also wanted to bring up. I understand being marginalized. I am a brown person, so I get you. I don't look like it. I am. Uh, one of the interesting, I guess you could say interesting themes about this film is also kind of a self exploration a little bit. It's
Mm.
you kind of talking to yourself. You know what I mean? You talk to God, you talk to yourself, you talk to the devil. When you read the treatment that got written up for something like this, and you knew you were going to be the attraction on it, what goes through your mind on that?
Ongoing, like doing I mean, movie has a lot of lies, perhaps you could say, or exaggerations,
Mhm.
but you are literally watching, like, that is all of my self-exploration and me trying different things and talking to our creative team about it in a really ridiculous way. You know, like I did go on an ayahuasca journey. Um, you know, and there were parts about it that were very interesting and helpful. And then also there's a lot to laugh about that, you know? I mean, there's problematic in some ways, right? And it cultish and you know, I'll just all of it is very true to my life. And then like it's nice to be able to make fun of it, you know? Um, Otherwise, I mean, I can't take myself that seriously anyway, but it's scary to just like stay in the processing part. You know, you process it and then you're like, what does it all mean?
I love that. Yeah, there's definitely a satire to it, and you did a great job nailing the tone on that satire. So,
Oh, thank
and
you.
so, also shout out to Richard Simmons because he shows up
Ah,
in there, and I know he and
huge fan.
yeah, I was gonna say you're a huge fan. Your whole a lot of your body of work in your exercise stems from it looks like his home videos from the early 80s, late 80s and early 90s that I grew up checking out on VHS and on
Yeah.
Saturday mornings.
Did you work out to them too?
I didn't work out to them. I worked out to them as in they're on there, and I'm like, that man's crazy. I'm gonna go do what he says. Yes, throw the hands
Yeah.
up and do the thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. And my mom would always be like, I don't know why you're doing that. I was like, I don't know. She's like, you're
Because
telling
he
me.
makes it fun, you know, it's
Yeah,
infectious.
it is. It is. It's the energy.
Mhm.
It's the energy. And you seem to have a similar energy where you just like get people to do stuff they don't want to do or work out. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I hope so. That's definitely the highest compliment to be compared to Richard Simmons. And it is such a weird talent, too. You know,
It's the
like
hair.
it's there. Maybe it is. It's like the magic of the curls. I've never put them together before. I think you're right.
I know a
Yeah.
thing or two about hair. So,
You have beautiful hair
oh,
as
thank you.
well.
I'm trying.
I'd love to brush it. If you ever when you come to Austin,
I
call
will
me and
allow
I'd
you to brush it.
love to
You are allowed.
thank you.
Yes.
I would like that very
Yes,
much.
I will be I will be there sometime next month covering Fantastic Fest at the South Lamar Theater.
Yes, so fun.
It will be
That's
fun,
a great
trust me. And
festival.
I don't drink, so I'll be sober the whole time.
I don't drink either.
Bad for you.
Oh, we have so much in common in
Look at
there.
us
Great
being
hair,
cool,
no skin, so good.
just being cool. Now, why should people check out this movie?
Why should people check out this movie? I mean, why would you want to miss out? It's insane. It's fun, it's hilarious, but it also has a lot of points that I think are universal. So it's really easy to connect to it. It is something that we wrote that's very focused on Austin, but the people that have seen it outside of Austin say that their cities are kind of going through the same thing too. So I think it's an experience that you'll never forget. Maybe you'll want to watch this every day of your life. Maybe this will be your new favorite movie.
I love that answer. It's like literally one of the best answers I've ever had to that question. But my city's definitely not going through that. I live in Las Vegas, which is a cesspool. So,
Ooh, I was there just recently at a festival for the Electric Daisy Festival.
oh
Sometimes
yeah,
they
yeah, the
me
Electric
tour
Daisy
people
Carnival.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll hire me as talent sometimes in the campsites. It's pretty
Oh boy.
silly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have a good time there.
Well,
Those people are nuts.
it's nuts. Yeah. Yeah. It's
I
nuts.
can't do
It's
it.
a
I don't like
job.
the music, so I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's not enough words to the music for me. It's just all
Well, if I ever go again, I get free tickets. So maybe start seeing if there's any, because that's the only boring part for me is I don't have anyone out there to hang out with.
well,
Otherwise,
you're welcome to invite me. I'll show up. We'll wreck some stuff.
okay, all right, okay,
Let's wreck some stuff. Always
yeah.
down. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Erica Nix. The entire experience, ERICANIX. Erica Nix.
Ah,
I hope you've enjoyed our time together here, Erica, as much as I hope it was as good for you as it was for me.
even better.
There
It
you
was
go. See, and so thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you. We're gonna put this out because the movie debuts on Friday, the 26th, if I'm not mistaken.
You're correct. And
This
then
will
the
be
second show is on the next Saturday because we had an overflow. So it's a little theater though, so it's just like another 50 tickets on Saturday. So
that's pretty cool. I like that. And the times are available. We'll link it in the video. Y'all can check out the movie and let Erica know how insane this whole thing is. And sign up for some workout classes and vote for her for mayor if you live in
yes,
Austin.
yes, Travis County residents and registered voters, please.
Just so she can make Ted Cruz uncomfortable.
Oh
That's the best part. Now,
yeah.
thank you
Okay.
so much for joining me. I appreciate you. You're the best.
Thank you so much. This has been really fun.